Let me tell you the story of a library. Let me tell you the story of many books. Let me tell you the story of a reader. Let me tell you the story of a muse. Friday afternoon. He is running against a deadline. He needs to complete an assignment and he's missing books. He goes to the library to look for books on Federico Garcia Lorca, The Color Green, and poetry. And yes, it's a real thing. You can Google it. Lorca, Color Verde. If you feel fancy, do it in Spanish. Anyway, he goes to the library. He's grabbing books here and there. He has to go back. He has to finish the assignment. And eventually, he sees her. She's pretty. She's beautiful. She's surrounded by books. She's taking notes. She's busy. And he thinks, how can I disturb her? Actually, he doesn't think that. He thinks, maybe I should ask her out. So he goes to her. He thinks he's very smooth. But he's not. He says, hi. Un giorno ti prendo e ti porto via, because he heard that in an Italian movie and he thought that was very interesting, but it wasn't. She's confused, but she's kind, and she says, sorry, I don't know what you said. Then he clarifies and he says, I saw you across the room and I came here to say that you're very pretty and I would like to take you out. She is a little bit busy and she needs to finish something during the weekend. She says, I'm sorry, I can't. But how about we meet next Friday? Because she thinks he's cute. So he says, next Friday? Okay, where? And she says, here, same library, same table, maybe different books. Okay, deal. And he goes home and he's happy. During the weekend, he's thinking about her. And on Monday, he goes to the library because he thought if she was there on a Friday, maybe she'll be there on Monday too. And he roams around, but she's not there. Tuesday and Wednesday, he doesn't want to be creepy, so he grabs some of his friends. They go to the library, they walk around, and she's not there. Or maybe they are not at the same time. I don't know. The point is that they don't see her. Thursday and Friday. Okay, Thursday he goes to the library and this time he goes by himself because the friends are like, dude, you are creepy. And he grabs a book and he decides to sit and read. But he's not actually reading. He is just by the entrance trying to see if she's coming. But she doesn't. On a Friday, he takes the same book and he is reading. This time he is actually reading because he thinks maybe she will ask me about what I was reading. Very smart guy. But she doesn't come. They ask him to leave, they close the library and she doesn't come. And he's waiting outside in front for another hour because he thought maybe she's running late. And then he thought maybe she's coming next Friday. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe she meant next, not this one. So the next week, he goes to the library again and again. Every single day. Looking for her. 3 years later, she needs to finish an assignment. And she is running against a deadline. This time is about Cortázar, Rayuela, a very popular and very good, actually, book in Spanish. It's by an Argentinian author, Cortázar. She goes to the library, she grabs the book, she grabs a couple of papers and says on the subject, and then she sees her. She sees him. He's in that same table, reading by himself. She goes to him. She doesn't remember exactly why she couldn't come, but she remembers that she didn't, and she feels bad, and she couldn't find him, and to be honest, she didn't look for him. She goes to him and she says, excuse me, and he is focused on his book and he says, wait, a couple of paragraphs. Those of you who actually read, you know that this is a real thing. Doesn't matter who comes to you. If you are into your book, you will tell the person hold on, hold your beer because this is juicy, this is spicy, I need to finish this. After that, he finishes, he looks at her, he remembers her, and he's like, oh my god, finally we meet. She tries to explain what happened. He doesn't really care. She says, maybe we could meet. Are you free later? We can go for coffee. We're meeting some friends. But he can't. He's not available. He had plans already for that day and for the weekend. But they agree on a different date. And we don't really care about that. Because that guy went to the library for her every single day for 3 years. But after the second week, he forgot about her. He fell in love with the library, with the books. And although a part of his brain was thinking, I will meet her again, he knew that he was going there for the books. And that's why when he saw her again, he didn't jump out of his chair. He didn't grab her. He didn't say, yes, let's go dancing, let's get married, let's go over the rainbow. No, because a muse is a driver, is an ideal, is the reason why he became a reader, maybe a poet, maybe a writer. The muse was just an excuse. And that's the important part. The best thing the muse does is to be distant and real.